following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Tonight on Live at 4.
Better to lay me off than close the agency.
A local social services agency is suffering from layoffs and cutbacks due to the ongoing Illinois budget crisis. They're reaching out to the community for support in this tough time, and we'll tell you how you can help.
I don't think the council should let this opportunity go by. It looks like they're going to do that, but it's aggravating an already unfair and unjust situation.
A Macomb resident speaks out about a fee that the city council has passed. Find out what has this man upset coming up.
And frustration with Springfield, what a group of Macomb residents did to show local Representative Noreen Hammond that they're displeased with her recent vote on a House bill. Live at 4 starts now.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
We begin today with a social service agency right here in Macomb taking a big hit from the Illinois budget crisis. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4.
I sat down with Diane Mayfield today, who, after 17 years with the Western Illinois Regional Council Community Action Agency, was laid off due to lack of state funds.
We are not at full staff. I am here today because I've been brought back for 2 weeks. I've been laid off since the first week of February as the director. That's kind of hard when, you know, you need to have somebody supervise staff.
WIRC serves victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and other crisis situations in McDonough, Hancock, Henderson, and Warren counties. A large portion of their funding comes from the Illinois Department of Human Services, which has not paid them since July. Mayfield says it's hard for her to understand how Springfield can take away funding for services from people who deserve them.
Services, you know, to me are the ones that you start with, as opposed to being the last to receive funding.
In addition to having to lay people off, the WIRC has been unable to stock their non-food pantry. Right now, they are in dire need of donated items such as diapers, specifically size 2 and 3, and other hygiene products like soap and toothpaste listed on your screen. You can drop off all donations at the WIRC, which is located just off of the square on Randolph Street.
Continuing our coverage on the Illinois state budget impasse, WIU President Jack Thomas sent out another email to faculty and staff announcing the freeze on all accounts at the university. Thomas's email told the faculty, due to the budget impasse in the state, P-card usage will be limited and positions that have not hired currently are now under review. Thomas goes on to say that the longer the state's fiscal crisis lasts without a full funded budget, difficult decisions will continue to be made. Finally, Thomas wants to reassure the college community that registration for both the summer and fall 2017 is underway. Western continues to recruit students and accepting applications and planning for future semesters.
Frustration with the budget battle in Springfield is spilling over into Macomb.
Politicians are under more scrutiny than ever, and as reporter Marcus Shoup found out, people in McDonough County are putting pressure on local politicians.
It's not easy being a politician in Illinois these days.
We want teachers, we want books, we want funds that Ron took.
State Representative for District 93, Noreen Hammond, has found this out with her recent vote of no on House Bill 109. The bill, which did pass the House, approves $800 million in stopgap funding, much of which goes to colleges, universities, and MAP grant recipients. Protesters at her Macomb office on Monday say she should have supported the bill.
It's unconscionable why our representative would not decide to support the funds that will keep some of these services open and then start working towards raising revenue and passing a budget.
Supporters of the bill argue that the money is critical for higher education. In a press release, Representative Hammond stated that she found several things in the bill that she could not support. Among the most important was that millions of taxpayer dollars would be appropriated to programs that no longer exist. She also noted that because of Governor Rauner's promise to veto stopgap bills, HB 109 is just taking up time that could be better spent on a comprehensive budget bill. But for some, that explanation is cause for action.
We're looking at losing out money for all the things that help make a high quality of life in West Central Illinois, and that's not okay.
Protesters say they will continue demonstrating until they start seeing progress in Springfield.
Here at home, the city of Macomb is also talking about next year's fiscal budget. Residents in Macomb will see an additional $1 fee to both their water and sewer bills after the council agreed on the budget Monday night, making the total $3 a month per bill. Dana Walker is a resident of Macomb, and he spoke out about this increase.
And I think it is an issue of fairness. I guess it is legal. I assume it's legal, but I don't think it should be to have the same charge for every size meter in the city.
Walker wasn't the only one who thinks this additional fee of $1 more for water and sewer isn't fair. Alderman Don Wynn spoke out about the fee that residents with smaller meters to pay an additional fee, but made a point why the city needs it.
A lot of surrounding towns pay a lot more debt service fee than what we're paying here. 2, we have good water. I don't know if people's noticed it or not, but we do have good water. We don't have the problems that they're having in some of the other communities.
This fee will go toward paying back the Environmental Protection Agency after years of improving both water and sewer treatment plants in Macomb. Mayor Mike Inman told News 3 that after 3 years of discussing how to repay the loan, this was the best idea.
I think the council has debated it and found that they believe it is a fair and reasonable way of taking care of our debt service that they can find.
After asking Mayor Inman if this increase will pay off the loan, he said that it will take decades to pay off a loan of this size, but residents shouldn't worry about an increase every year. The new debt fee for sewer and water will take place starting July 1st.
In more local news, a Macomb man is in custody after a car chase ended in a drug bust over the weekend. Macomb police followed a vehicle they say had an expired license plate. The vehicle was driven by 19-year-old Caleb Morton. They say that when they activated their lights, Morton sped up and attempted to outrun the police. They say he eventually crashed his car on West Adams Street near Shepherd's Gate Church. Officers say at the scene, Morton exited the car accompanied by a 17-year-old male, and both began throwing items as they ran. When police apprehended both Morton and the minor, they uncovered more than 520 grams of cannabis in the car. Morton and the minor were arrested and charges on multiple counts. They are held on bonds of $5,000 at the McDonough County Jail.
An 18-year-old La Harpe resident is in custody after being charged in multiple vehicle break-ins. Sheriff Rick Van Brooker said multiple deputies arrested Michael Dierks after several reports of auto burglaries on Saturday night. Stolen fishing equipment was found during the McDonough County Sheriff's investigation. The Sheriff's Office said Dierks is being charged with 4 counts of burglary and possession of stolen property. Dierks is being held in the McDonough County Jail and the investigation is ongoing.
JCPenney officially announced their Macomb store closing date. The last day open will be July 31st, and everything must go. Liquidation began yesterday and will continue until their closure. Items at the store are on sale for up to 80% off.
And finally, what you've been waiting for is back and better than ever. Chubby's new location on the square opened today, and as you can see, the new 2-floor location has not lost any of the unique charm they had before, from sharks, animals, and much more decor.
Still to come on Live at 4, a 2-day manhunt for the man known as the Facebook Live shooter comes to an end in Pennsylvania. We have the details later ahead.
And back here in Macomb, a new Student Government Association administration is set for the fall. We have details on the election results, but first, Frederick Terry is in with a preview in sports. Fred.
Thank you so much, Megan. Coming up later on in sports, it was a Leatherneck frenzy over the weekend. Lots of WIU sports taking place here in Macomb, including Leatherneck softball playing in Summit League action. Could they keep their hot conference play going against the Jags? We'll recap it all a little bit later, but first, Storm Team 3's Emily Manley is in the Weather Center with a look at the forecast.
You know, I think it's just absolutely beautiful outside, 72 degrees. I mean, I'm looking at this webcam, and that's just beautiful to me. I'm going to have your 5-day forecast coming up a little bit later on, and that's going to tell us if there's any rain in the forecast. You're watching Live at 4.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 is back in a moment.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up for the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Garrett Covington chose Western Illinois University because of the law enforcement program and the chance to be a Leatherneck.
Western has one of the best law enforcement programs in the nation, and I get to play the game I love. Whether I go pro or I go to law school, because of Western, I would take my success to another level. I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back to Live at 4. A nationwide manhunt for the suspected Cleveland Facebook killer came to an end earlier today. Here's Mary Maloney with the details.
After an almost 48-hour manhunt, police in Erie, Pennsylvania got the tip investigators nationwide were hoping for. Steve Stevens was spotted.
There was a short pursuit in which the vehicle was stopped. As the officers approached that vehicle, Steve Stevens took his own life. We are grateful to the people that gave this tip to the Pennsylvania State Police. We're grateful that this has ended.
Police wanted to capture Stevens alive because there's still so many unanswered questions. Police say Sunday Stevens shot and killed Robert Godwin Sr. as the 74-year-old walked home from an Easter meal. Police say Stevens posted video of the killing on Facebook. Since then, Facebook has been facing mounting criticism over its live and streaming services. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg addressed the company's efforts to help develop safer communities during his F8 keynote address.
Our hearts go out to the family and friends of Robert Godwin Sr. And we have a lot of work, and we will keep doing all we can to prevent tragedies like this from happening.
Zuckerberg says Facebook has a responsibility to make sure the site is not a tool for spreading video of violent acts. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Back in Macomb, campaign season is officially over for the Student Government Association, and 2 current members have moved on to higher positions. For this year's election, there were 670 ballots cast. SGA Chief of Staff Grant Reed was elected president, and Samir Al-Mohamed as vice president with 367 votes out of 649. Year says having previous experience will be helpful in this upcoming year.
So I think having that knowledge ahead of time from my experience this year being chief of staff will be really beneficial, especially when kind of picking a cabinet, and then also having previous SGA knowledge helps to really hit the ground running the very first time that we get in that room so that we can start getting things going immediately.
Reed says one of his main priorities is for students to be aware of SGA and to build a connection with the student government. Now another familiar face is returning to SGA position. Will Gradle is re-elected as a student member of the Board of Trustees for the next school year.
Gradle says the association will make sure they are committed to the students, and the board plans on being more prepared for the future.
Within SGA is a lot of restructuring to make sure that SGA is serving students to the best of our ability. And then in terms of the board, just making sure that we're continuing to be aggressive in terms of how we're preparing for the future and ensuring that we're being as innovative and forward-thinking as possible.
The The senator-at-large positions were also announced. Those names appear on your screen. And on Live at 4, finally, some warm temperatures and clear skies.
But could those showers be back for a visit later this week? Storm Team 3's Emily Manley will have the answer when we come back.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
I think what I love most about News 3 is that we're really provided with a real-world experience. We're able to get hands-on work in news, and it's very similar to what you would find in a real newsroom, but everyone around here is really good about pushing you to be your best. News 3 has really taught me to believe in myself and that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want. News can sometimes be really tricky, and you have a lot of roadblocks. All of us hold each other to really high standards, and I think that really shows in our newscasts.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Now, from the Storm Team 3 Weather Center, here's Emily Manley.
The skyline behind me was so pretty, I had to put it up for a second time for all of you to see. 72 degrees outside, but just, it's gorgeous. That's all that I can say. The winds 11 miles an hour coming out of the south, so that's what's causing that warmer temperature. This is the radar. There's a little spotty shower that's sitting right on the other side of the river. We shouldn't see too much from that. There is more rain up to our north. But like I said, we still are okay. I threw this up here because I have been sneezing and trying to scratch my throat like no other. I'm actually going to step out for you to look at this. You know, today we're at moderate, tomorrow's moderate, Thursday's moderate, all for that tree pollen. Moving into Friday, though, you're going to want to carry your tissues with you because it's going to be one of those days. This is the current surface map for the area. You can see that there's some cloud coverage, and you saw that in my pictures of the downtown area. Those just light clouds that are sitting over the area. There's a pressure system that moved through our area. We did see some rain because of it over the weekend, just spotty showers, but that's what's bringing that warmer temperature into the area. This is the almanac for today. At one point, it was 87 degrees. We are above average, though. 75 was our high that we hit today, and our average for this time of year is 64, so we are currently above average. Low at one point was 25 for today, but we're nowhere near that. These are the temperatures coming around the Macomb area. 72 degrees in Macomb, 75 in Beardstown, and 77 in Springfield. Absolutely beautiful. This is moving into tomorrow. Still nothing around the area, not even any cloud coverage. But let's keep an eye on that pressure system that's sitting up a little bit below Chicago that's going to move into our area through the week. This is coming into Thursday, and there's that pressure system that I was talking about, and that's going to move into the area, causing some rain into the weekend. Temperatures for this evening, you know, still beautiful. 58 degrees, 58 again in Beardstown. So maybe a lighter jacket. If you were me, you'd want a lighter jacket, but beautiful temperatures for most of the area. This is moving into tomorrow. Once again in the 80s. Break out those shorts. It is past Easter now, so it is beautiful outside. This is looking into tomorrow night. We pretty much dip down to about the same temperature, 61, 66, and that's when that pressure system gets a little bit closer. Moving into tonight, once again, 58 degrees, but it's going to be clear. Big moon out in the sky. Make sure you get out and enjoy it. Moving into tomorrow, 83 degrees. Sunshine will be peeking through those clouds as that pressure system gets a little bit closer. It is going to bring a few clouds into the area, and this is my 5-day forecast. I think you're going to like it. 83 degrees tomorrow. Then that's when that pressure system moves through. So it is going to dip down a little bit, causing the wind. But we won't really see any rain until about Saturday. But then on Sunday, 66 degrees and sunny again. I am so looking forward to getting outside and working in my yard a little bit more and putting some flowers in, because now we're past Easter, almost to May. May 1st is normally the day that you start putting flowers in, and this year we actually can start a little bit early.
You're right about that 5-day forecast. I do like it.
It's pretty good.
Thank you, Emily.
All right, now Redrick Terry has a word in sports.
Thank you very much, Nick. Straight ahead in sports, we had a whole bunch of Leatherneck athletics taking place on campus today. Beautiful weekend, including the 28th annual Lee Calhoun Memorial Invitational at Hampton Field. How the Leatherneck track and field crew, getting their lone meet of the season. Highlights are next. And it was also time for golf to shine here in Macomb. How the Leatherneck men did at home in the View Masato Golf Course Invitational. All of that and more next on Live at 4.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
My favorite thing about News 3 is you're constantly working with someone. If you're not going to work with someone, then your show's not going to go right. News 3 has really got me ready and prepared for the outside world. Traveling to do a tornado story, or if that even means traveling to Iowa to cover third graders. I get to work with some fantastic people. It wouldn't be the show that it was today without the production crew, without our anchors, without our talent. It's really a team effort, and I'm beyond blessed to be able to be here.
And welcome back to Live at 4. WIU softball, boy, they are on a roll in the Summit League. Coming into the series this weekend, they have won every single conference series of the season. They had a chance to keep those winning ways going this last weekend against the Jaguars. Highlight time now. We'll take you right to it. Bottom of the second. This is Hallie Hollitz tying it up with a 2-run jack that got out of here in a hurry over the wall and left. Leatherneck offense was off and running. Two runners on in the bottom of the third. The pitcher, Brooke Stoga, well, that always helps when you can help out your own cause with a 3-run shot over the camera in dead center. And all of a sudden, Leathernecks had a 6-3 lead. And Stoga, of course, helping herself out on the mound with some run support. A couple batters later, Kelsey Marlowe, she would leg out a double to left center. This one went all the way towards the wall, making it 8-3 Western. Leathernecks led it 9-3 after just 3 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. A blast to left field for Haley Dua. She has hit a homer in every game of that IUPUI series. She was absolutely on a roll. And the Leathernecks would eventually win the series on this. A fantastic sliding stop by Brittany Nepper as a defensive replacement at second base. Great play, great win for the Leathernecks as they hold on and won it by a final count of 11-6. Brooke Stolga grabbed her 6th win of the season on the mound. They took the series over IUPUI 2-1 and will play next weekend against NDSU. Well, another multiple-day event over the weekend was the Lee Calhoun Memorial Invitational. We'll take you to the track now. It's 16 Leathernecks set personal bests in a loaded, and I mean loaded, and competitive field. Malachi Adams and Charles Morrow finished 1 and 2 for Western in the 100-meter dash, and Justin Montedo set a personal best in the 400, just to name a few of the terrific highlights over the weekend for track and field. Moving on back over to the softball diamond, MHS softball continued their home stretch, and they look to get back in the win column against Havana. Monday action from the softball diamond, and we get a quick start for Havana as the Ducks would get on the board first with that, an RBI single to left field, and it was 1-0. Havana led early on in the game. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Whoa, look at that one. Wild pitch over the catcher's head, and it wouldn't score one, but two Bombers who will come in, cross the plate, and MHS had a 2-1 lead. Then Lexi Leeser pounding a fly ball. Left fielder loses it in the sun. Tough play, and it would add to the lead, now 3-1 in favor of Macomb. Now, this isn't a replay, but it's practically the same result. Just really tough conditions in left field. Again, it gets away. This time, two Bomber runs would come across, and it is a 5-1 ball game in favor of the Bombers. Then later on, how about a little defense from the Bombers? The throw to first on this grounder is there for the out. Havana is aggressive, sending one home, but Emily Hance guns her down at the plate to end the inning, and that would be it for that. Good win for the Bombers. They win it 7-1, the final score, and they'll be right back at it today against West Hancock. They're scheduled for a 4:30 first pitch. And finally, Western Men's Golf hosted the 45th annual Bew Musado Golf outing at the Harry Musado Golf Course. We'll take you there now. And other than Friday's rain shower, it was a beautiful few days for that Bew Musado Invitational. And early on in the tournament, Andrew Blackburn, he was excited for the invite. There he is teeing off, and then he had some work to do moving down the course. He would end up tapping it in right there on the hole for par finish with a 3-round score of 222. How about Drew Eaton for the Leathernecks? Also on the team, or the purple squad for Western Illinois. He had to slice around the tees a bit on this very challenging Harry Musado golf course. But the freshman, the Quincy native, he would eventually sink a medium-ranged putt, and Eaton would have the lowest score after round run, shooting a 66. Scoreboard time, a very victorious day for the WIU Purple Squad. They take the first place spot with a team score of 863. The Summit League Championships are next. They'll start in Newton, Kansas on April 30th. That's it for sports. Final word is next.
Hillary Dunn was convinced that Western Illinois University would invest in her.
My classes, friends, teachers, and activities have had a tremendous impact on my time here.
Hillary's passion for learning and helping others will lead her down a successful path.
Whether I choose graduate school or missionary work, I'll serve to the best of my ability because I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I'd have to say it's just the fact that you can get involved right away. You walk in the door and you can learn all the equipment. And I've been able to anchor, I've been able to be a DJ on our student-run radio station here. I've been able to work any of the camera equipment and the audio equipment. The fact that you can get involved right away. Everybody's really friendly. They welcome you right when you walk in the door. And you report the news, but you can also have fun stories and hard news stories and conflicting stories. But yet you just get such a real-life experience here at News 3.
Well, that's all for us today, but make sure you join us tomorrow morning at 9 for Local Sports Focus.
And you can always stay up to date with us online. Just search our handle, News3, or go to our website, news3wiu.com.
And from all of us here at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.